Hey, beer cosmonauts! I'm here, and today I'm going to be tasting Tegernseer Hell. Tegernseer Hell is Helles, which means a light one. Hell meaning light in German, and it's brewed by Brauhaus Tegernsee, or well, Herzoglich Bayerisches Brauhaus Tegernsee. It's brewed by monks, which is usually quite a good sign. And I will tell you that I've already tried this beer. I know it to be one of my favourite German lagers. So, sorry for the spoilers. But as I like it so much, I thought it would be nice to do as one of my first beer cosmonautical journeys on this new channel. So without further ado, here it is, Tegernseer Hell. So let's pour it and see what it looks like. So as you would expect from a German lager, a Helles, it's very pale yellow. There's a good white, foamy, quite dense head, and the bubbles are rising very satisfactorily. It has a really crisp, kind of green, quite raw, organic sort of aroma. And it does have a very slight amount of butteriness, which is expected from a lager, which is usually the diacetyl produced by the yeast. It's not a fault in a lager. I personally really like the smell of diacetyl, actually, but it is a fault if there's too much of it. So let's give it a try and see what we think. But what's really noticeable is a kind of like a creaminess, and at least one person I know has referred to it as Ambrosia of the gods. A tautology, yes, because Ambrosia is by definition of the gods, but let's just call it Ambrosia. And it is actually a very ambrosic substance. It's got the creaminess, it's got a kind of light airiness about it, but at the same time it's got substance and character. And that carbonation that you get near the beginning, once it dissipates, gives way to a kind of more thick, creamy texture. So as you lose the mouthfeel, in one sense, you kind of gain mouthfeel in another sense. And that is really a perfect balance in lots of beers. You know, I mean, this is a lager which is supposed to be light, but for me personally, I do like there to be this sense of substance. This has it all the way through, and that's something that a lot of brewers find it difficult to do. It shouldn't be surprising that these monks have managed to make such a good beer, because they've been doing it for hundreds of years. And in the flavour, that kind of green, raw, kind of organic spiciness kind of comes through as well. And the bitterness is fairly substantial, but it's also very gentle. So it just goes to show that a few hundred years of brewing experience can pay off. If you're thinking of becoming a brewer, then maybe that's something to remember. But it is worth noting that this is brewed strictly to the Reinheitsgebot, the Bavarian purity law regulations, which I'll make another video on in the near future, which means that it is necessarily technically limited. And so when a beer that is brewed under the Reinheitsgebot is so impressive as Tegernseer Hell, then it's particularly impressive. But as a beer in itself, in the grand scheme of all of the beers, a lager is a difficult thing to place because it's all about nuanced characteristics and quite subtle sort of flavours and aromas. I mean, really, in a lager, you're looking for cleanness, you know. You're not looking for huge flavours, and that makes it very difficult to pitch against a lot of, you know, the majority of the rest of the world of beer, which is really all about what flavours can you get in there. Obviously, you don't want sort of bad flavours in there or too much flavour. I give this beer, Tegernseer Hell, 76, which for a lager, in the grand scheme of things, is pretty good. I give my ratings of beer based on kind of consideration for the style, but at the same time, how much I really enjoy it. So it would make a lot more sense, I think, although 76 might sound low, I mean, 76 isn't low, but it might sound low for a beer that I think is really good. It's worth considering if you were to pitch that against other scores that I would give to beers of the same style, then it might not seem so low. And perhaps in a couple of years' time we'll be able to do that.